Hello friend, welcome to my YouTube channel 5 Minute Pediatric. Today we will discuss about management of hyperkalemia. So before going to management, we must know about ECG changes during hyperkalemia. So hyperkalemia, as we know, that is defined and when the serum potassium level more than 5.5. So this is the normal ECG. So as hyperkalemia begins, there for the first changes you can see in ECG is tall T wave. This question is frequently asked. What are the first changes in hyperkalemia? So first changes is tall T wave. With progressive increase in potassium, there is ST segment depression. There is a wide PR interval. QRS become wide and T wave become tall and tall. And with further increase, there is loss of P wave, that is P wave become flat, and there is sinusoidal wave. So these are the changes as the potassium level rise inside the blood, and we can get changes in the ECG. Before starting treatment of hyperkalemia, we must rule out if there is spurious cause of hyperkalemia or not. If EKG changes or ECG changes, or if serum potassium level more than 7, we must first stabilize the cardiac membrane by giving calcium gluconate. Calcium gluconate is given at a dose of 1 ml per kg over 5 to 10 minutes, over 5 minutes. Okay, and dose should not exceed more than 10 ml. So this actually stabilizes the cardiac membrane. Next drug we have insulin plus dextrose combination. Insulin is given at a dose of 0.1 unit per kg per hour, and dextrose is given at a dose of 1 ml per kg per hour, and dextrose we have D25, 25% dextrose. Next drug we have sodium bicarbonate. If acidosis is present, give sodium bicarb at a rate of 1 milliequivalent per kg over 3 to 5 minutes. Next drug we have sodium polystyrene sulfonate. Actually it is sodium potassium exchanger. It can be given orally or as a retention enema. The dose is 1 gram per kg, and it is mixed with sorbitol. Generally 1 gram remove 1 milliequivalent of potassium in exchange of 2 to 3 milliequivalent of sodium. Orally available we have patiromer. Now next drug we have salbutamol. Salbutamol is given by nebulization form, not IV. So we must remember nebulization decreases potassium, not IV. So now we have loop diuretic. If the kidney function test or patient is passing urine, hyperkalemia can be treated by giving loop diuretic. Must ensure the kidney function test before giving loop diuretics. And last resort we have dialysis if we do not have any option, or if hyperkalemia is not getting corrected, then we have dialysis. So after treating the acute condition, the chronic hyperkalemia is treated by removing all the offending drugs or diet containing potassium. So most commonly drug causing hyperkalemia we have ACE inhibitor, ARB inhibitor, then potassium sparing diuretics, and salicylates, etc. So if you have any difficulty in remembering the management protocol of hyperkalemia, you can remember by rule of 1. Rule of 1, exactly calcium gluconate is given at a dose of 1 ml per kg. Dose should not be exceed more than 10 ml. Sodium bicarbonate given at a dose of 1 milliequivalent per kg. Insulin plus dextrose combination, here we have insulin 0.1 ml per kg per hour, and dextrose is used 25% dextrose 1 ml per kg per hour. Polystyrene, sodium polystyrene sulfonate is given at a dose of 1 gram per kg. So I have made just rule of 1. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any difficulty, kindly give comment. I will try to solve your query. Thank you.